YouTube traders and real life traders from around the world. It's Robert Falco from Real Life Trading with your Tuesday stock review. Since yesterday, Newsom put out our breakout. Is it false or is it a confirmed breakout video? Definitely check that one out. Let's jump on into our Tuesday stock review. All right, let's jump into our real life stock review for Tuesday. Before we get started though, I want to make sure that everybody hits that like button, that thumbs up down there. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell notification so that you get notifications on all of our videos. Thank you so much. All right, let's jump on in. Here is the SPY. Multiple bearish days in a row. I actually thought that we might put in a little bit of a bullish day today. That CPI number came out pre-market, and you can see we got that immediate pump and then pretty much an immediate dump as soon as the market opened. And we pretty much got walked down the entire day across the market on most things. We almost came into the 50. I do think that we reached that. We'll see if we hit it this week. I think that we should get at least one bullish day, but it is quad witching. So we'll see what happens. Option expiration this Friday. A little bit of wonkiness going on. Here's your weekly candle. We're still like barely to the 10. We're not even at the 10 yet. So if we hit the 50, we'll pretty much hit the 10. On the weekly, I do think whatever dip comes in will be buyable. I know a lot of people are talking 10, 15% correction for the month of September or October, or like by the end of the year. I mean, I would love a 10% pullback. That would take us to about 410. If we came all the way down to this open gap, that would be about 11%. I think that's pretty big, but it would be fantastic if that happened, an opportunity to buy the dip. And I do think that it is buyable. Just be careful up here. Don't be going super, super heavy. Yeah, I did buy a put on the SPY, so only one, nothing crazy. Right below, when we close below this little doji candle right over here. So that's up a little bit, just a little bit of a hedge, but I do have a not massive cash position, but I do have cash available to buy the dip if and or when it comes. I always think that being prepared to do so is good. We traded right down to the 20 again today on the Qs, and there was a little bit of opportunity for some dip buying here. This hammer right off this blue line gave you a nice bullish trade. And if you shorted, it opens, and you could have played it both ways today, really, on the QQQ. The IWM, a little bit weaker. So with that close, what was that? Friday. Monday, you had the hammer, and then we bearish engulfing candle of that hammer yesterday. So that's a little bit bearish on the IWM. However, we do have the 200 right here, which we bounced off before, and we're kind of in this channel. So I'm not adding to a position or anything here. I'll look to protect it on a close back down there. Otherwise, if you're in, I think staying in looks fine. We've talked about Roku. I think Roku looks pretty darn weak. I know our CTO says the trend is your friend until the bend in the end. And I think Roku is bending here. So I would draw a trend line like that. And as you can see, I think we're bending below that trend line, and I think it could get ugly for Roku. We talked about, hey, it needs to immediately bounce over here. It is not doing that. So if you're in Roku, I think you should be in some protection. If you're not in protection, any type of retest, I personally would buy some. I'm not in Roku. I sold it after earnings up here when it broke this high wave candle. And their earnings were okay. Their guidance wasn't great. A lot of competition coming for Roku. I personally would not buy any before 300 or maybe even 280. But again, just following up, we got some bearish closes and we're having continuation to the downside. So be in some protection on Roku. I'm not saying this is going to pull a Fastly or a Teladoc, but it looks like it could be a giant double top. And when the trend breaks on these hyper growth companies, it can be very, very painful. So just again, if you have a high dollar cost average, make sure you're in some protection and all that fun stuff. We had the Apple event today. It was like every other Apple event, buy the rumor, sell the news. You didn't really get a lot of buying beforehand because of the lawsuit with Epic last Friday. But I thought the iPhone 13 looked pretty cool. That iPad mini looks like it has some cool things going for it. The watch, I thought maybe we might get some new AirPods or a VR headset or something like that. There was some talk about it, but we did not get that today. So it sold off on the event. Apple usually does that whenever they have release events. If you did buy a little bit off the 50, again, not massive, but if you did buy a little bit there, hey, that's cool because we could just bounce and go higher from here. And you did have, it was about a 7% pullback from all-time highs. I did buy 10 shares today. I bought right as it broke 147, so I think like 146.95 or something, 98, something like that was my fill, like right as it was breaking the 147, getting close to the 50 exponential moving average. So not a lot, very, very small. I would love for it to come down to the 100 and this 137 area, but just wanted to follow up on this one as well because it did come through with a sell the news event. So kind of like we talked about before. Alibaba, I know I've done a couple reviews on the Chinese stocks. Again, big zero reason to own these, in my opinion. I'm just a guy on the internet. What do I know? But this thing is trending horribly every single day. It's more bad news out of China, them just beating up their own companies. And here's our push lower. We retested, we failed, and it looks like we're rolling over again. Gorgeous bear gap and go today on Alibaba. They're talking about breaking up Alipay, all kinds of stuff that's going on over there. And it's in a absolutely huge middle finger pattern here. So you got some knuckles, the middle finger, some more knuckles, and it looks like it's completing. So I could see Baba easily coming down into 145. Heck, maybe even trap below 129 before it actually like starts to bounce. And just who knows? I don't own any of these Chinese stocks. I don't want to own any of them. I might day trade them, but other than that, I'm not buying these things at all. Netflix, I just wanted to follow up with a bear call spread. If you follow me on TradingView under Falconium, I put this out, when was it? Like September 1st? Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Now, my timing was not the greatest on this day. It was about 30 minutes before that news came out around Netflix, and I forget what it is at this point, but Netflix then surged that day. So I really, looking back, hindsight being 2020, I should have waited until I was able to get more money up at 600, like a 600, 605. But either way, I sold that 590, 595. It traded all the way through the spread. Never really gave me a chance to unravel because it was just nothing but bull candles. And then today, when it broke down, became profitable, I closed it for a small gain. So either way, it's a gain. That's cool. I'll take it. It was a little bit of negative delta for my overall account. And I updated that right before I started recording this. Told our traders in our trading floor I was closing it today. So I'll take the gain on the Netflix bear call spread. I do think that this dip is viable, probably down into like 565 on Netflix. If I were to draw like a quick fib, probably drop from there to there. Yeah, like a 50% retrace down into here brings it right into this prior old high. Maybe I could draw it there. Or if I really wanted to get crazy and draw it there, yeah, you'd probably come a little bit lower. But I think that 560 area would probably be a good area to target for Netflix. Oracle, I also wanted to bring this up. Potential trade idea. I don't know if it's going to play out or not, but they got hammered on earnings. Seems like Oracle, just every earnings, they get hammered. But it did gap down and faded a little bit. Nice little high wave doji. Look what happened the last time. Couple inside candles, consolidated, went higher. The time before that, sorry, earnings again, big gap down, high wave candle, hammerish, inside candle, consolidation, and break higher. So we never violated that low. We never violated that low. And a little similar over here. Like it didn't have a huge gap down, but the last two times that it's done this, it has ended up going higher. I was hoping for that's what this blue line is, the 100. It didn't make it to the 100 today. I was kind of hoping for that for a day trade, but it got bought up before that. So if we do throw in a couple inside candles or consolidation, you could look to then take Oracle higher if you wanted to. So that's it for our Tuesday stock review. Don't forget to comment down below with what stocks you would like me to look at tomorrow. Actually, we're going to do a Wednesday stock review as well. And then we will see you tomorrow. Love life, trade it. Thanks, everyone.